Hey guys, Zug here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels Battle Force 5 Fused Skyknife. So the Skyknife is the amalgamation of the Saber and the Chopper, and then together they made this thing. Now this thing is probably the worst thing ever if you wanted to buy it. It took me over a year to find one, and I was extremely lucky. I got it for a really good price. Didn't cost me that much shipping wise, but it took me over a year to find one. Now, currently, there's been a few that have popped up on eBay over time, but those have went for ridiculous prices. So I wouldn't recommend paying the prices for this thing unless you really, really wanted it. But even I was like, no, I'm not paying that. But I managed to get mine for a really good price. So that's all good. But yeah, this is one of the last things that was released for the franchise, which is quite sad, but it's also a really good one to go out with because this thing's amazing. But yeah, we'll take a look at it together right now. So obviously it's a lot bigger than the usual figure vehicles. It is a lot longer and a lot taller. You can probably tell already, but you do get two figures. You can see Vert in there, and you can see Zoom up here. But it is really, really nice. There's a lot of details on it. So as you can see on here, you've got red on each bit of the turbine wheels. And as I bring it round here, you can just see more paint along here. It's not perfect, as you can see, but it's a lot nicer than what we usually get from this line of toys. And you can see here the same thing here, bits of red on like the turbine engines. If I turn it around, if it would let me, you can see the same sort of details on the back. And if I put it on its side here, so you can get a bit of a nicer view at it, it is again really nice. It's nice shiny metallic red paint, which really helps stand out, and it looks a lot more quality than most of the figure vehicles. But if I just pick it up here, you can just kind of appreciate the scale of the thing. Like it's definitely not heavy, but it has got a bit of weight to it, but not to the point where it ruins the figure. And on the bottom here, you can just see some more little details. Nothing amazing, but just some nice little markings here and there. And you can see part of the play feature down here. But overall, it looks really, really nice. This is probably the best figure vehicle they've done, next to Smash Claw, which next review, guys, I promise this time. And it looks really good. It does, it looks really good. And it's quite good that we have this because, unfortunately, the smaller scale version of the Skyknife was cancelled, so we don't have that to compare it with. So we're quite lucky in this regard that we did get this in Smash Claw, because we did get the other fusions in the smaller 143 variety. These things, if you're confused, but we still did lose one. We did lose Shatterbolt, which was cancelled, but let's be honest, Shatterbolt's kind of bad, so don't think anyone's bothered about that. But before we get into the battle mode of this thing, let's have a quick look at the figures included. So here are the figures that you do get with the set. There obviously is Vert and Zoom. Now these two are the ones you get with the set, the two in white. These two are the older ones that you would get with the Chopper and the Saber. Now obviously they have just reused the mould, which is a bit unfortunate because it would have been nice if we got maybe a different facial expression or maybe more posability or something. But considering how tiny these figures are, here's a Chuck E. Cheese token for comparison, and he's dead. It makes sense why they didn't really do too much with them, but it's not too bad because at least they did change the outfit colour. Obviously they changed it to the white and the colour they represent, so white, yellow, white, red, which is nice, and they do stand out, so at least they did put a bit of effort there, and they do look a lot like the fusion suits that they do wear in the show, which I'll put up here, hopefully, if I remember to. But it looks good. They're decent little figures, and they do the purpose well. But now we're going to take a look at the battle mode. So the battle mode is quite easy to trigger. What you want to do is, there is a little button on here, right there, which is disguised as the cockpit, which is quite smart. And you want to push that down, and the entire thing should spring to life. Now, I don't have much space, so I'm going to do my best so you can actually see it, but you want to press this button down, and there you go. That wasn't the best, but you should get the idea. And it looks, quite frankly, amazing. It looks really accurate to the show. I'll put a little video in the corner so you can see. Now, obviously, it's not 100%. These bits usually pop open, but still, it's really, really cool. So I imagine if you were a lot younger and you were a fan of the show, it'd be really fun just flying this thing around, being like, woo. But as you can see, the engines have turned into turbines here, which is what I was talking about before, which is really cool. The wheels on the back have also done the same thing, and you can see, zoom at the back here, and in the cockpit over there. And one more little feature they have is, you can see there's a little chainsaw sort of thing. Now this kind of was in the show, you could see the chainsaw, but it wasn't a firing gimmick. But if you do look at some older sketches for the show, you can see originally it was going to shoot a chainsaw, which is, I imagine, a feature that got pulled but stayed with the toy. So there's a little button here, and you can just press that, and yep, does that. But yeah, overall, really cool, really cool battle mode. So let's just go straight back and jump cut to the finish. And here we are back at the start. Wasn't that a fun little trip we had together? But all in all, this thing is really cool. I would highly recommend, if you can get one for a really good price, to get one. But it's not that easy. This thing was extremely limited and extremely rare. This was only released in Latin America countries and China, so getting your hands on one is really not easy. The best advice I can give is to ask around and see if you can find any collectors in these areas that may have one. Now, a lot of these guys do come loose with missing parts, and there might be no figures, there might be no chainsaw. I was extremely fortunate to get mine brand new in the box, and as much as it did hurt to open that box, it's more than worth it, because this thing is amazing, and it looks identical to the one in the show, plays like the one in the show, and if you're a Battle Force 5 fan, you have to get this if you can, because it is amazing. But yeah, that's all from me for today. I just want to say a quick thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I know I've been gone for a while, hopefully should be back now, and the next review will be the Smash Claw. But while we're waiting for that to come out, if you guys have got any Battle Force 5 items while I've been gone, please tell me below. I'd love to hear what you guys have. Even if it's just something like a reverb, I'd still love to hear it. It means the world, knowing that you guys enjoy my content, and I get to hear what other fans of this show have gotten in the past. But yeah, tell me what you think. Would you love a Skyknife? I'm sure you would, but I'd love to hear. So tell me in the comments below, what would you like to have? What would you like to see next? Obviously it's going to be Smash Claw, but we'll see. Could review some more obscure stuff. One idea I have is I show you guys the box this thing came in, and the crazy instructions, which have a lot of very weird modes you can put this in, which aren't conventional, if you guys are interested, of course. But yeah, that's all from me for today, and this is Zug signing off.